you guys extensively know exactly what we might be expecting because we were talking about it for about half an hour.
Yeah, we jumped straight in, and already the Juggernaut comp banned out. That Lulu pick just directly at that. LeBlanc gets banned away from Cool. This is what I expected. All of a sudden, Beast has no Nunu, and the Ari follows Atlas. I give you one.
Yeah, thank goodness I was right this evening. This is an exciting time for me, most definitely. OMG, looking at their final ban, we'll see whether it is going to be a Rek'Sai. No, it's going to be a Jarvan ban, and that's a little bit crazy. Of course, Spirit has been playing that on the 5.4 patch. Absolutely fine, but Beast loves it.
Yeah, it's the two champions that Beast can play, now gone. What is he going to turn to? No one knows, Atlas. No one knows.
We can't play Rek'Sai either.
So
that's the three champions that he thinks he can play. My goodness, what's happening now? I wonder what he's going to take in there. It might be a Vi, you know, it might just be one of these standard. He has actually played Lee Sin a little bit as well. Hasn't seen quite as much success, but can, of course, play that champion. Of course, if you're going to call yourself a jungler, you need to know how to play Lee Sin. So obviously he plays that one. OMG, looking at their first pickup, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a jungle pick here. And the Lee Sin's the hover. Yeah, it is going to be the Lee Sin, so pick that one away. What does he go to? I want to see maybe like a Rengar or something like that coming through. I want to see a Fiddlesticks, Pantheon, something like that. I want to see something exciting in the jungle. Where's Skarner? Like, come on, Snake, mix it up. Let's grab something new.
He's the last of his kind. You can't bring him out too often. As we see,
the Crystal Scar is weeping. But that leaves open the Xerath. And Barker, of course, is going to snap that one up straight away.
Yeah, so Barker able to grab his Xerath. Flandre on the Maokai, of course. We haven't seen that in the support position for a very long time.
Yeah, not since OMG used that with low there, of course. 100% win rate, and then he just got lost in a forest somewhere looking for his brethren. Cloud is looking at the potential Thresh lock-in. I don't think that Ashe pickup could come through, but of course, Kalista is still available here for Uzi.
Yeah, and that's the one that surprised me. I was going to hit on it, the fact that Kalista's up, and there isn't really that much lockdown. Of course, you can rely on Maokai to get onto someone, but I was going to say it's going to be a mid-game feel, and lucky I stopped myself because the Kalista has been locked in.
And this is the combination that Candy and Love City have seen so much success on, rushing that level 2 and then smashing people around with the Thresh and Kalista. Unable to pick that one up, but Crystal, is he going to do it? Are we going to have the most exciting AD carry matchup? No holes barred, of course. Beast got almost all of the bans on the map, and we might have it. This might be the promised land.
And I'm just going to sit here and watch you try and speak about it for another 15 seconds because they still haven't locked it in. But it is a real possibility, Atlas. An aggressive lane coming out of Snake. And we mentioned that we wanted to see it happen, and it is not. Thank you very much, Crystal. Going much safer, going with a Corki. A lot of mixed damage, though, coming through. A lot of magic damage in Snake's lineup.
Yeah, and you could see actually on Crystal's face there, he was disappointed that he wasn't going to play the Draven. But heard from his coach. Of course, coach is able now to have a chat during that champion select and said, look, mate, just pick Corki. It'll be better that way. And OMG now about to round out their lineup. Got to pick up their solo laners, you have to think. Of course, Lee Sin hasn't seen much time in a solo lane just recently. And we'll see what Cool decides to take into that mid lane with a lot of his champions being banned away.
Yeah, so they certainly did target Cool. So on one side of the map, Beast got really targeted banned, and we haven't even seen what he's going to take into the jungle yet. And it is Cool's Zed going into the mid lane. And to round out some magic damage in the comp, they're going to give Going Rumble.
And I believe Cool went about 1-7 last time he played Zed. Not a really great performance, but of course these things may not necessarily repeat themselves, and Cool is just an incredible player just in general. But is the range coming through from Barker going to be helping him here?
Yeah, it certainly is going to be keeping him a little bit safer. Of course, the death mark is very telegraphed as well from Zed, so we'll look to maybe even get that shocking orb out to stop a little bit of the combo that can come through. And it looks like Beast is hovering the Nidalee, and we mentioned this, that's something that he might go to, but this is a very magic-heavy lineup, and they haven't really been punished heavily by OMG here. The thing that worries me, Atlas, there is nothing to stop Cool split push.
Well, that's true. Like, unless one member of Snake gets super huge, but you're right. I mean, they're going to have to really work on ways to deal with that throughout the late game. But they have got a ridiculous poke comp coming through from Snake. If they manage to set up a siege, it's looking really frightening.
Yeah, we've seen this poke comp run a lot, actually. You have all the disengage that comes through from Maokai. You can, I guess, mitigate a lot of the damage. Not to mention you got the 3 core, the spine of the team, the Nidalee, the Xerath, as well as the Corki. Barker, of course, switching over to that barrier at the last second, trying to survive. But we take a look at the top lane matchup. It is Rumble versus the Tree. Flandre picking up Maokai, see if he can teleport around the map, get things going.
Yeah, and then Beast versus Loveling, the Nidalee through from Beast, picking up a bit more of that sort of carry flavor. Has been a very supportive jungler thus far. Of course, pretty standard for Loveling there. And the mid lane matchup, this is going to be exciting. Massive range versus massive kill potential.
Yeah, certainly. And on the other end, the bottom lanes, we see Uzi versus Crystal and Cloud versus Ella. Probably two of the highest celebrated Chinese bottom lanes coming through. Of course, China represented in 3 of the 4 roles.
That is true. That is true. Of course, Ella, not quite as Chinese, but ladies and gentlemen, let's get on to the riff for our first match between Snake and OMG. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the riff finally for OMG taking on Snake. Thankfully, Uzi is actually able to get into this particular matchup. As OMG grouping up as 5, heading down this bottom lane.
Yeah, so as 5 members, maybe trying to sneak in behind the Snake lineup that will go for that deep ward, and they're maybe even setting up a brush gank. And I love what Loveling has done here, picking up a good Lee Sin skin. So that's really made me happy.
Is that Acolyte Lee Sin, that one that he's picked up?
No, he certainly hasn't. He's gone.
Oh, no. Sorry, he was just covered in all of the other pixels that are coming through. Ooh, Sonic Wave not going to find Ella there. Did graze his backside just a little bit, but...
Death Sentence might come through. Cloud's in range.
Looks for it. Valkyrie has to be taken first here, and cute little Arcano Pulse over the wall there from Barker going to help out getting a little bit of damage down. But OMG, they've got a buddy system going on here.
They certainly do. They've taken their whole team in. Loveling taking a little bit of harass coming through. Sentinel being engaged there. Good deep ward coming through from Beast. He, of course, will fly around the jungle, but they're looking for this 2v2, looking to see whether they can spot anyone else. And ensuring Crystal had to skill that. Oh, he picks up some gold for himself. Takes out the Sentinel in the jungle.
Nice.
Skill that Valkyrie level 1. Really is a win for OMG so far. Won't be able to trade.
Yeah, and certainly will need to be able to get to that level 2 before he's going to be able to do anything in that lane. Of course, apart from escape, which is definitely still handy, but not going to be working out so well. Beast waiting around that red buff, going to be starting that one first off. And as these waves clash, we are just going to have, seems like, some upside down laning going on.
Yeah, standard lanes just down under as we see both the duos heading into that. And trying to get the freeze in the top, going to be very disappointed is Ella, because Uzi and Cloud are moving up there very quickly.
Yeah, are going to be able to get there. Actually going to be meeting here, but of course without the Phosphorus Bomb, not going to be working out too well as Ella tanking up a lot, but you can see Uzi takes about half his health. Death Sentence onto Ella here at the same time as the exhaust comes through, forced out already. And the Summoner Spell trades here in the top lane that should be a bottom lane with that Ignite and Exhaust going down.
Yeah, it certainly is. So able to get a very good trade level 1 with Cloud and Uzi, and now on the back foot. But at level 2, you think this lane must swap around. Crystal will be able to have all that poke, and Ella's getting back up to a position in health where can re-engage. That was really a lot of minion aggro being tanked there, but they're still going aggressive.
Yeah, Descent's actually going to find Crystal here as well, but not going to go in on it. Does land a lot of damage there as well. I mean, that Sentinel just really does rack up the extra damage.
Yeah, and they get the level 2 first, which means that all the aggression that would have come out from Snake now mitigated. They're shoving the wave in hard, and it really is up to Crystal to survive now. It's key, and he's going down.
The flash play comes through, and the heal to come out just after that. Ren comes down as well, so Uzi not going to find it, but the heal is now down. They're just going one Summoner Spell at a time against this Snake bottom lane.
Yeah, they certainly are still equal in Summoner Spells, but now all the pressure on Crystal. If he gets poked out at all underneath here, going to be in a lot of trouble, and Cloud looking to get aggressive, still pushing in this wave.
Yeah, it doesn't have Flash anymore, though. That might be a sign for Snake to feel a little bit safer here in this lane. Going and Flandre just smacking each other around. Going actually going to silence himself there. Flandre taking a lot of damage. But Beast is coming through here. The teleport to come down from Going, and he survives. Heads randomly into the top lane. But I guess that's a Summoner Spell
top lane, Crystal is going down.
Yeah, he's dead. The Pierce to come through. Uzi locks down that kill underneath the turret. Loveling's here, though. And Ella might also be in trouble. Is going to be Uzi tanking up that turret? No, it's actually not. Ella's going to fall down as Loveling flashes, and he's dead. Ella picks up the kill and destroys some double buffs.
Yeah, double buffs falling probably shouldn't have burnt the flash because that really didn't mean too much. You look at how much experience advantage Uzi has in that lane, not to mention CS, and he picked up both kills.
He's got double the money that Crystal has right now.
Certainly is making bank, and let's see what build he goes for here. We've seen the return of the BF sword build coming a lot more popular. So will he go for a pickaxe and some boots? No, he does go for the Runan Hurricane build, and he's going heavily invested into it. Also picks up the dagger component.
Yeah, make sure that he can get to that as soon as possible. Of course, not going to have that flat damage, but that Rend is going to be definitely able to clear out a whole lot of minion waves a whole lot earlier than he otherwise would. But you have to think that, you know, the burst trades that are going to come through from Crystal are still going to be strong.
They certainly are, and we see in the top, in the bottom lane, going a little bit further behind NCS just because he had to teleport to a weird turret and then walk all the way back into the lane. So he's down by about 8, but he's doing completely fine. Has picked himself up a Doran shield as well as that Amp Tome. So he's sitting very pretty. And in the mid lane, the Zed actually dictating the pace.
Yeah, Barker still able to farm out absolutely fine, but doesn't really want to get too close to Cool, whose shurikens are going to be hurting a lot.
More action in the top.
Yeah, coming down there in the top lane, but Uzi going down very, very low. Crystal still quite healthy. Does manage to throw out the Dark Passage, and Ella, you are so super dead. Uzi picks up his 3rd kill, a killing spree at 6 minutes in this game.
Yeah, and really you have to start looking at Cloud's champion pool as well because he's getting dangerous on this Thresh and they're still looking to dive. Crystal has to back away from the turret because Loveling is looking bloodthirsty.
Yeah, he is lurking here in this top side of the map, just waiting for Crystal to come around. There's the Chilling Smite here as well, looking for the Q. There it is, lines it up on the wall. Don't know whether he's going to be able to solidify the kill, but definitely gives a whole lot of room to Uzi.
Yeah, and Uzi, level 5 to level 3, 40 CS to 20, and that's massive. Beast completely sacking the top half of the map, has just tried to get control over the bottom side of the jungle, but really hasn't done much. Flandre teleporting up there, they're going for a lane swap.
Yeah, looking to try and swap this one back here as Flandre might actually be in a bit of trouble, but does have a lot of health from the Ruby Crystal and a couple of Doran's rings, so he should be okay. Barking out. Arcano pulsing some waves here as well, and Cool. It's a bit of a farm lane here in the mid lane.
Yeah, it certainly is. So they send the Maokai into the top lane. He's got himself a decent advantage and would have loved to be able to stick in that, but maybe they swap back right now because you see the recalls coming out from both Going and Uzi.
Oh, nice juke to come through from Barker. Does blow the barrier. They pick that one up. There's the pounce to come down as well, forcing the flash out of Cool. Dark Passage was there from Cloud, but didn't really want to trust it. That was a nice turnaround there from Snake.
Yeah, it certainly is a nice turnaround, and Barker clearing out that wave also might mean the first dragon. They're sending Uzi into the bottom lane. Can he get there in time? Cloud is going back, so this will probably mean first dragon for the side of Snake.
Yeah, and actually, it's going to be Loveling just clearing away the Krug there that was left from Beast after he was counter jungling quite a lot on this Nidalee takedown, really helping him with this dragon damage.
It's going to be close.
Oh, Loveling, can he make his way around? Oh, 54 health, but doesn't manage to get the vision. The ward goes down, Loveling knows.
Yeah, and so they match.
Oh, right at the arcane to come through. Cool takes one. Does he take another? Barker gets it and picks up a kill. This is why you have to ban away this guy Xerath.
Yeah, it certainly is. Flandre came down with a roam, zoned him off the turret, and that's getting the mid lane going. So they pick up a kill, going to get a lot of damage in there, and maybe this stops some of the bleeding. Is in the bottom lane, Uzi with that Runans is still going crazy, absolutely decimating.
Oh my goodness, there's the Ignite on Ella as well, and that's Uzi picking up yet another kill. Fate's Call comes in, the knock up under Crystal, and you have to think that this is likely going to be the end. Nice Dark Passage there from Uzi. He's got a creep wave to bounce off here as well as the Phosphorus Bomb. Not going to be enough, and another Ren set. Uzi should never get Callista.
Yeah, he certainly shouldn't. Meanwhile, Loveling somehow dies, so it's kind of Uzi trying to keep his team's hopes alive. Has been caught out in the jungle, needs to get to a safe area, has been caught from the Nidalee.
Oh my goodness, Spear doesn't quite find him. There's a trap there though. Uzi trying to go aggressive. There's a flash twisted advance to come through. Takedown gets it, and the shutdown onto Uzi at this stage. Cool come down to the side. Cloud in a lot of trouble. The flash pounds, but Barker gets it. Going, he's going to take a spear. I don't know whether Beast really wants to go in again. Only 400 health. But man, so much excitement all across the Rift. There's the equalizer, actually. I think just in the bottom lane.
Yeah, just trying to push that one out. And all of a sudden, you have a map where you thought Uzi was going to be the shining light, and it is completely equal. This Xerath is getting going. Maokai is already very tanky, going back with 1,600 gold, and then Nidalee working out for Beast. We wondered what he was going to turn to. He's come up huge with some spears already in this game.
Yeah, he has, but one thing that you have to take note of is the fact that Uzi is 1,800 gold in the lead. Crystal has been shut out of this game.
Yeah, he certainly has, but it might not get to that point. With the Maokai and the Nidalee combo, it just sets up the spear so well, and if they can keep catapulting this lead, Uzi can't freeze the wave. He's trying to right now, and he will get a little bit of a freeze out of it, but with Hurricane, you have to push. Crystal is going to get CS, whether Uzi likes it or not. Only way you can keep him off it is to kill him.
Yeah, or to not farm himself. Just tank up the wave.
Yeah, he can do that.
So theoretically, that is still an option. Probably not a great one, though, as Barker's going to continue clearing out this wave. Cool. Looking for a potential roam here to the bottom side. Lovely and Cloud hanging up here in the top side as well. As Flandre pretty tanky now with the Glacial Shroud as well as the Catalyst, but his tower not all that healthy. Of course, Uzi having a lot of free time with it. Wave is going to equalize here. 3 members in the top lane for Snake. Flandre has to know something's going on.
Yeah, he certainly does, and you see that it's being pushed up. He'll spot out Loveling, and they know that Cloud isn't there, and Uzi's had to leave his lane completely. So this is some CS being forced onto the bottom lane. Uzi clears out where the red was, but 3 members now strong in this bottom lane. Beast joins Ella and Crystal, and they might even go for a bit of a dive here.
Yeah, it's only 17 CS is the advantage now for Uzi, actually. So Crystal doing well, picking up farm where he can. Now has that level 6, so can be throwing out those rockets for even more harass onto this Ballista. Beast hanging out here, but a Sentinel is going to spot them out. But a little bit of extra money for Snakes, not going to worry them too much.
Yeah, and so this is the problem. Uzi not able to freeze the lane. The support roamed, and it just allowed Corki a little bit of time. It's still a big CS discrepancy, but gold has been nearly completely equalized with Xerath being a little bit further ahead, 500 gold, and a massive 1,000 gold discrepancy between the 2 junglers.
Yeah, 2-0-1 now for Beast, and we were criticizing him, saying that, look, he's only really looked super great on that Nunu and Jarvan. Having them banned away was difficult, but it's Nidalee really quite working out.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you see aggression maybe in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Fate Skull actually going to knock Crystal out of that Valkyrie. Walks around the Death Sentence somehow. Is the Renset going to be enough? Doesn't even find it as Ella trying to help out his AD carry. Uzi actually still just bouncing around here as Loveling comes through to try and get something happening. Cool. Might find a kill here onto Ella. Doesn't quite have the Living Shadow available just yet. And the bottom lane escapes. Actually going in a lot of trouble. Beast comes through. That's a pretty easy takedown.
Yeah, all set up from the jungler there. And you see in the mid lane, 2 turrets going to go down. Bucket gets his. They get the top lane one as well because of the heal coming through from Beast. And all of a sudden, whilst OMG looked great in the bottom side of the map, everywhere else is collapsing.
Yeah, and it's just because there's been so much of a focus here around Uzi and how well he's doing that Snake are able to get away with everything. And you have to credit Beast for this, not actually getting drawn into that lane where, you know, his team was faltering, just making sure he's creating advantages everywhere else. And now it's a 1,000 gold lead for Snake.
Yeah, so Snake in the gold lead. They've also got the turret and dragon advantage. You can't forget the first dragon that went down. And cool, not having the best game in the mid lane has got up in CS a little bit, but 2-0-1 as well as the turret for Baka secured the Xerath and really made them pay.
Yeah, he's picked that one up, of course. Zed loves just farming in general. He's never going to struggle on that front as now with that Morellonomicon, Barker able to easily clear out these waves.
Yeah, certainly is. We'll get a free shop here as well as the wave neutralizers. Go back, maybe pick himself up a blasting one for his trouble. And we see the tier coming through from Beast as well as some sword boots. Very rich at this point in the game.
Yeah, there's actually the Dark Passage. The flash into the play. There's the Death Sentence as well. And my goodness, the teleport to come down from Flandre trying to answer this one. Ella didn't actually die as Rite of the Arcane doesn't quite have enough rage. Uzi just dancing around on his own. The heal's going to get popped. The Rend is going to get him so many kills here as Ella's going to go down for the double. Uzi keeps dancing around. Beast just comes in and kills him, though. That was a little bit uncharacteristic. Shocking orb from max range onto Cloud. They wait for Flandre to be able to pick up an assist. And the cleanup crew arrives, and OMG have 3 dead.
Yeah, 3 for 2. Still able to get it. Going towards the Dragon as well. Might even be able to pick up the second one of the game. Loveling to low to contest in the mid lane. Going, looking to respond, but didn't teleport down.
Yeah, and Snake, it's almost like they're just saying, okay, we don't really need Crystal to get huge, guys. He's not the carry for us, and it's Beast just rocketing around this game. Look at him, already has the Magus enchant with the tier and the Sork boots, 4-0 and 2. He's huge.
Yeah, this game really is all about Beast and Bucker, and if you've got a poke comp, what 2 better champions to get going? The Xerath as well as the Nidalee. Honorable mention to Flandre. He has stopped the bleeding everywhere he's gone on this map. His teleports have once again been on point. Swapped himself into the 2v1 to get the first set of reprieves. Really has been a solid... Ooh.
Oh, Cloud actually going to pick up the blue buff here as Uzi, the Fate Scroll to come through, gets the knock up onto Beast. Some revenge now for this Kalista. 7-2 and 1. And OMG saying, okay, guys, yeah, you've picked up some good plays, but I'm still a 7-2 and 1 Kalista.
Yeah, but so much of the gold concentrated onto Uzi. He's 7,200, 2,000 ahead of anyone on the map, 3,000 ahead of his direct lane. But if he gets taken out early, it's just not going to mean anything.
Well, it's true. And is he going to transition this gold? Oh, as Crystal actually going to get hit by this equalizer. Going, looking to make something happen here. Only the Rocket going to find him. Very slow is this bootless Corki. Harpoon's not going to find it here as Loveling's coming around. Crystal was all on his own trying to turn it, but I think the resonating strike probably going to be enough and Crystal's going to die.
Yeah, good work there by Go and corralling it, making sure he didn't engage in the 1v1, waiting until his top lane, his jungler came in, able to get the kill. So very smart play coming through from OMG. They've, I guess, equalized what was a very hectic game. Uzi's still very far ahead. You can see the gold right there, and it really is all about Uzi. Every other position apart from Cloud is behind in gold, but Uzi is just the shining light right now.
Yeah, he's so far ahead, but you're exactly right. I mean, it's Barker and Beast that are getting strong, and when it's 2 members that are sort of getting equally as far ahead of their opponents versus the one, things might be getting a little bit difficult, but and you can see Uzi is not investing into defense at all, still taking a whole lot of chunking from Barker.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I'm really more worried about Flandre. Flandre's managed to pick himself up a Frozen Heart and has become the answer to the split push. He's going to get a lot of free farm onto himself, which is fantastic for the Snake lineup. And Seago leaving the base. He's picked up the Abyssal as a first item in the double AP comp that's coming through. Really even a quad AP comp. Penta AP comp if you count Corki in there.
Yep.
It's just so much AP damage coming through. So like that pickup will mean that he's a little bit tankier and can withstand some of the fights in the mid-game.
He is the only magic damage for his team, though, so not really using that aura to greatest effect. But, I mean, I guess I'm nitpicking here. Just a little bit. The rain going to come through here for Uzi to help him take that one down. Does have his Bloodthirster completed. No Trinity Force yet for Crystal, but 2 full damage items for Uzi. Make no mistake, this Kalista is a big deal.
Yeah, it certainly is. Trinity Force just finished up there for Crystal. Boots 2 also the purchase, so that's another 1,000-ish gold that Crystal is behind just in that purchase as well. And we see Uzi roaming around the map. Really is the shining point for his team, and see whether the next Dragon he can get some action done or whether the third one will go over to Snake.
You know, that's the scary part about this as well, is the fact that Uzi, if left untouched, can just completely destroy a team fight on his own. He has that kind of AoE potential. It's not necessarily like sort of a single target carry that needs to sort of kill those one targets one after the other, sort of like a Vayne would in the hands of Uzi. Actually, going to find Crystal yet again. Equalizer to come through. He's burning down, but going unable to really close the distance on that Valkyrie Corki. And Crystal going to continue finding some farm.
Yeah, and you see Ella actually chasing down that that river. You had 2 more players in support as well in the Nidalee, in the Xerath, so able to clear out the Scuttle Crab. 1:50 until...
Whoa, nice shocking orb, Barker. That was pretty smooth.
Yeah, so able to stun up Uzi there, and you saw that Uzi still takes very meaningful damage. Has some good sustain, but needs to be careful he doesn't get caught in a combo.
Yeah, has to continue attacking, and when you've got so much hard CC coming through from the likes of Flandre, Barker, and Ella here, I mean, It's a high likelihood that Uzi's going to get stopped and probably needs to get a QSS very soon or wait for that Mikhails to come through from Cloud.
Yeah, probably does need the QSS, probably on his next pickup because he is very accelerated in the game, will do some good damage, and also equally needs something to be able to deal with Flandre, who is going to be in his face, so probably needs the last Whisper as well. Couple of item purchases that Uzi needs to make, and they have edged themselves back into the lane. They're up by about 300 gold at the moment, OMG, but when they saw how well this game got off to a flying start for their bottom lane, they would have been hoping for something a little bit more.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This game is completely even, and after what happened very early on, wasn't expecting it. It was looking like it was going to be the classic OMG shutout here as Uzi takes a whole lot more damage here, and Barca, OMG's not going to get to this turret.
Yeah,
that's just
exactly.
not going to happen.
And that's why they went with the split pushing threat, and that's why they're moving people into stop Flandre.
Oh, beautiful use of that twisted advance and flash. Flandre still might die from it, but I'm definitely giving him props. Waiting for Barca to come in. Shocking Orbs there. Does have a lot of damage. Cloud dies in the 1-for-1, and the spear picks up the big Krug.
Yeah, definitely. And bottom lane turret falls as well. So not only are they able to trade the kills, they get an objective for it, whilst nothing meaningful falling on the side of OMG unless they get a top lane turret. And looks like maybe even Cool is backing away. No, still committing to it. Ultimate might come out from Barca.
Yeah, Barca does have the Rite of the Arcane in order to A, clear out the wave, and B, do a whole heck of damage to Cool here as the Siege Minion is going to fall down. Does have a lot of damage here on the side of this Zed with that Brutalizer and the Bilgewater Cutlass, but oh, look at this. Just kills everything. The Dragon going to go down here as well. That's actually the third pickup here for Snake as Cool does use his Living Shadow to get out of this one. The teleport from Flandre here, of course, as he's popped the Righteous Glory. The slow to come through. There's the flash. Zenith Blade doesn't find it. There's the Arcano Pulse, just gets rid of that Hex Drinker shield as the stun comes down and Crystal gets donated a kill.
Yeah, they give it over to Crystal, trying to get him going now. In response, they're moving in on the blue buff, but they need to be careful. Alice still wants to fight.
Yeah, Dark Passage not taken here from Loveling. Gets stunned up there. Right of the Arcane is going to find a couple of bolts onto Loveling, but not going to be enough to secure the kill as Flandre's looking for it. The spear needs to be flashed out of the way up here from Beast. Death Sentence onto him, though. This could be trouble as the Equalizer comes down. Oh, my goodness. The fadeaway spear. That is going to be Beast taking it down. And yeah, okay. Uzi's going to need something to help him survive.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Uzi is getting exploded in these little team fights, and all the damage coming through from a 5-0-3 Xerath is just too much to handle. Crystal starting to edge the way back in the game. This is the great thing about Corki. Only really needs that one item to be successful, and Snake is sieging turrets, even trying to zone off.
Yeah, look at Flandre. He's way up in amongst it. He doesn't care at all. They're going to take down this inner turret. As long as Uzi's dead, they know that they have a, approximately a 15,000 gold lead.
Yeah, because Uzi's still 9,000. He's 10,000 gold. He's 1,300 gold over the richest member of Snake in Barca. So
it's ridiculous.
When you think about it, Snake already 4,000 gold ahead. With a 2,000 gold lead being on Uzi, that just catapults him into the lead if he's not in these fights.
Yeah, well, it's right. He does have a large ability to clear out these waves, but of course his short range is really what's not helping OMG in these fights. Because, of course, if you want range, you're going to have to look at the likes of Xerath and Nidalee, of course.
Yeah, exactly right. That transforms nearly come through for the Ceres as well, going for Zhonya's Hourglass. And Crystal, not deterred, still going for the luxury build, going for that Blade of the Ruined King as a second item.
Yeah, and we're questioning Beast as well about his champion pool. Now completely switching up his play style as well as the champion pick. So plays a lot of the Nunu, the Jarvan, the helpful utility champions, but now he's picking up kills left, right, and center. 5, 1, and 2. He's looking amazing.
Yeah, it certainly is, and really has got himself going there. As I think Barca actually just used his ultimate.
Yeah, he did. Not entirely sure what for. But
maybe he was trying to check the Baron area, seeing if OMG had started up, because OMG, you feel, must be starting to get a little bit desperate. They're committing to this split push, don't want to get sieged down, and 3,000 gold Atlas at 23 minutes, that's a huge lead.
It's massive, and again, Cool's not having the best performance on this Zed. Ooh, Spear almost jumped into by Uzi, but finally
Flandre's here.
Yeah, Flandre's here. Uzi takes a whole lot of damage. Twisted advance to get Flandre out of the Equalizer here at the same time as the Spear does go wide. Oh, actually, that's the hook onto Beast. He's going to take a lot of damage, just pounces out of the way. Fate's Call actually stops the twisted advances. Flandre, he's getting decimated in this fight. Loveling comes around looking for something. Another twisted advance. Crystal gets another kill, but it's a trade. 1 for 1 now as Barker looking to try and get some follow-up damage. The Arcano pulses onto Cloud, sorry. The Snake probably going to have to give up on this one. Descent's not going to find it.
Soul Tank is down on the side of OMG. And their siege comp really has started to kick together. Unless they can clear out these waves, they're going to be dodging all of the spears, all of the rockets, and Going just got chunked.
Yep, he's going to die if he hangs around for any longer. Uzi actually might get ulted up here. There's the 3 out of 3. No dancing for you, Uzi.
The dunk coming through from Barker, 6-0 and 4.
He's not getting
Do not give this man Xerath.
I was just thinking that one. That needs to be on the bench because, man, Barker is just every single time you see him make a play, he's just celebrating the fact that, oh, yeah, I can play Xerath again.
Yeah, and that's twice in a row. Beast has been saved from a heal coming through from Crystal. Has also finished up that Xerath's Embrace, so will be able to live even longer in these team fights. And you feel he's the real nuisance. If he lands one of those spears, all of a sudden you're in kill range just because of the execute damage coming through.
Yeah, and this Corki was so far behind before, but, you know, now down 20 CS, something like that. Does have the Bilgewater Cutlass built up. Ooh, Dark Passage not going to find the Corki as Crystal. Yeah, he's going to get out.
Yeah, and that's a lot of members in the bottom lane. Now Snake have complete control over the Baron area. Maybe we'll start to have a look at that. Just securing control over the top side of the jungle, and Snake really are in a winning position right now. OMG feel like they have to face check, and they've got so much control. Uzi now running through by himself. Loveling searching for people.
Oh, Snake are in such a weird position here as well. Oh, they're not going to be able to find. Solar Flare actually gets a huge stun as Crystal comes in. Barker in the perfect position, but he's standing on the equalizer. Not going to be doing any more damage here as OMG. They're just looking to disengage. They are so scared of Snake.
Yeah, but they use 2 critical ultimates, and it's 30 seconds until Dragon. That will be number 4 going over for Snake. And they're on a 33-minute timer for a 5th Dragon in a game where you have an 8-4-2 Kalista.
Yeah, and this was a game where you had a killing spree Kalista at 6 minutes, and nothing else had happened. It's absolutely ridiculous that Snake have managed to keep this game so incredibly close. Of course, not over yet. 4,000 gold, nothing really to speak of. But when you've got the likes of Beast and Barker, it's such a winning position in this game. It's looking very, very scary here for OMG because, like you mentioned, they're the pivotal points of this comp. It's not about Crystal this time.
Yeah, exactly right. Crystal's also finished up the Blade of the Rune King, so that's the 2-item swipe we always talk about when we mention these Corkis. And now maybe the Desperation Baron coming through, but even that quickly dissuaded. Snake everywhere on the map looking, their play's looking beautiful.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Beast is now in the bottom lane, continuing to counter jungle, but he's going to be able to clear out this wave. And of course, no one's available to start off the Baron. He can be there, and he can also move across the map so incredibly quickly as this Nidalee. Just seems that Snake know exactly what OMG want to be doing this game.
Yeah, exactly right. And he's getting to the point where he'll finish up the Zhonya's Hourglass soon, so he also becomes a split-pushing threat that can maybe even deal with Cool, who, once again, isn't showing up great on this Zed pickup.
Yeah, he's picked up a whole lot of farm. Of course, that's what's going to happen when you are in a free lane, just split-pushing things out. Crystal able to get that Rage passive from the Trinity Force and also use the Valkyrie to get himself the safety from a whole lot of members of OMG. But still, it's only 2 turrets to 4 here this game with an incredibly fed AD carry.
Yeah, and Uzi is still 2,000 gold ahead of everyone. I just really want to be clear. Uzi is absolutely massive. He's a 4-item AD carry at 27 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
He's a complete monster. However, when you've got a Maokai diving on you, followed up by all the damage of Barker, all the spears coming out, he is incredibly squishy and doesn't really have the support of his team. If he's that far ahead, you have to think, that's just completely devastating whenever he dies.
Look at this genius coming through from Flandre as well. He knows that he's got a huge lead. He's been able to answer some split pushes here as well as far as being a Maokai is concerned. I mean, it's not necessarily a huge lead, but he's picked up the Locket of the Iron Solari. So great against both this Hurricane damage doing so much AoE, so the shield's going to be really helpful, but also for the equalizer from Going.
Yeah, I really like Locket on top laners at the moment. I think it's a very unselfish pickup that does great things for your team. And as we mentioned, this is a poke comp. This isn't about Flandre. He's there for disengage and picking off the stragglers with all of that CC. And you can see that he's just there to try and set his team up for success. And now, once again, sieging down the middle lane.
Yeah, and he's 11 out of 15 as well as far as that kill participation. His teleports have been fantastic this game. We always talk about Flandre just being excellent in these situations. Descent's going to land onto a minion. Cloud pretty upset about that guy as Loveling looking to create a flank around the side. He's not as tanky as he'd like to be here as Flandre's just going to twisted advance on him. They don't want this Lee Sin doing anything in this fight and Going. He's going to eat a spear. Flandre gets kicked into the team, but he's okay with being there. Ella gets hooked. But no one really minds about that. Right of the Arcane's going to find Cloud. Oh my goodness, the Fate's Call are going to save him here. But that is a crucial ultimate now on cooldown. And Snake, they can continue the siege.
Yeah, all of a sudden that's mid lane turret gone. There's no way they can go in. And Uzi gets nailed as well.
Oh, actually, Cool getting caught by that Solar Flare, but it's more of a zoning tool as the Arcano Pulse is still going to do some work. Uzi taking so much damage, even with the extra magic resist from that QSS. Barker is just a monster on this champion.
Yeah, they've pinged out Baron. They want to get control back over that area. They're recognizing that they can continue to shove in, but they need to pull OMG around the map. So denying vision is completely clear.
That bottom lane is so huge. Going forced to go down there. Does, of course, have the teleport, so not going to be as much of a big deal, but having a member missing here does give Snake an opportunity to do something.
Yeah, so Going, beneficiary of all that CS down there. He's picked himself up a nice 3-item build as well. Is 20 CS up over Flandre, but you have to think overall Flandre being much more useful in this matchup.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and he's also just, you know, wanting to twisted advance on top of Uzi. I mean, he can do that without any items, really. I mean, he's just going to die a little bit quicker. He just has to be this mega tank, but he already has all the items that he needs.
Yeah, it certainly does. And we take a look at the rest of the items. The Death Cap finished up. The Zhonya's Hourglass finished up for both the mid laners. The mid lane and the jungle on Snake's side. Really, the Blade of the Ruined King going into the Last Whisper now for Cool. He's still not at a position to be able to 1v1 the very tanky Maokai. So that split push option ran out extremely early in the game. And Flandre, he's just trying to get his wave pushing slowly, build up these waves, go back to mid, help his team siege.
Yeah, Cloud heading around trying to get some wards on this dragon up in 1.5 minutes. Remember, that's the 5th for Snake, and that is a huge 12% statistic boost for the Snake members here as well, and that is massive. And if OMG are going to stand around and get a sort of dragon siege going on, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to work out who's going to win that battle.
Yeah, exactly right. And you see Beast, he's got complete control over the area, missing that ward by a little bit of range. So they will have some vision, but he chunks through dragons so quickly, and unless they really set up a team fight right now, they're not going to be in a position to even contest this one. Trying to get vision where they can.
Barker just continuing to clear waves here in this mid lane. Oh, Loveling just takes the tip of that Arcano Pulse. There's Uzi just continuing to try and clear waves, keep this lane pushed, but Barker a little bit better at that one as these souls are going to chase Cloud halfway down the rift. And Cool forced to hang out with his team here as well. If they want to do anything about this dragon that's going to be up in 30 seconds, they're going to need to have all 5 of their teammates. Because Snake have proven that team fights seem to be a thing that they're pretty good at.
Yeah, and look how big Flandre is. Nearly has that level 16 coming into this fight as well. Got all the health he would like with that Righteous Glory, as well as the Locket coming through. And he's just in a position to be a very big nuisance. Blue buff being picked up by the Xerath. He's going to have as much mana as he could possibly want. Level 16, more importantly, has 3 ranks in that ultimate. And they start up the dragon, potentially.
Yeah, there is vision available, of course, not just that Sentinel. Few wards here around for OMG. They're going to pull the dragon out of the pit, and Snake, they're going to start it off. We'll see whether they can lock down this 5th one, but OMG, they don't want to give it up without a fight. And Loveling's looking to come in and get something done. Snake wanting to poke before they commit to anything. Make sure everyone's low. Going, getting chunked out just a little bit. Spear's not quite finding the marks here from Beast. as they're just clearing out the vision. They're protecting this pink ward very effectively, as now they're doing some damage, but you can see both of these side waves pushing in very heavily as OMG are milling about this Dragon Pit. Snake, they are in no rush to complete this, more than happy to let it reset over and over again. And OMG forced to sort of watch these waves shove into their tower. Flandre pulls the trigger though. There's right of the Arcane to come through. Going just going to get instantly destroyed. Nice Sonya's Hourglass. After that, Equalizer does come through as the Scrying Orb to try and give Uzi some vision, but he was unable to get too much done. Primal Surge onto Beast. He's got so much AP. It's doing so much work. Is Loveling now going to have control of this dragon?
This is very Snake. They're going for the Flandre teleport. He has the home guards. He's in the mid lane.
He's coming back here as well, teleporting in. Cool actually getting flanked here over the side. Uzi now able to get some free damage. Deathmark onto the tree of all people, as now Barker over the side. Look at the AoE damage, wrecking the members of OMG. The stuns to come down. Uzi's getting chunked out. The flashes left, right, and center as Beast looking for the hero spear to come down. It lands. Barker picks up the kill with a skill shot on a Callista, and that just demonstrates how good this Snake lineup is.
And that is such a Snake play, sending Flandre back, initiating with the home guard teleport, getting into the middle of the team. They all started hitting him, but he is so tanky, Atlas, and that's the 5th dragon picked up for Snake.
Yeah, 5th dragon, 7,000 gold lead. So much gold was not picked up for OMG as these gigantic waves were crashing on these turrets. And Cool now able to protect this inhibitor, but you have to think Baron is going to be the next option because, or they could just siege. They can do whatever they want now with this massive lead in stats.
Yeah, exactly right. They have the huge lead there. You see all of the flat damage coming through. If we just concentrate on Barker for a second, 837 AP coming out of the mid laner for Snake. 8-0-5, nearly 6 items. Still has some more AP to come through. And Flandre looking for another initiate. Pop that Righteous Glory, nothing happening.
Yep, Righteous Glory, of course, not on a massive cooldown, so not going to worry him too much as Snake just burning up here. Able to do so much damage.
Uzi's on the bottom side of the map.
Look
Baron's
at how
gone.
fast this Baron is dying. This is ridiculous. Nothing that OMG could do. That was one of the fastest Barons I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and now the mid siege is underway with all that AP. Able to chunk through the turrets. Everything else Dragon gets you, you augment it with a Baron buff, and it's just going to be horrible news. And OMG really need to sit back now and think about what does a winning team fight look like? What do they do next game? Because Xerath is just such a strong pick for Barker. They've got so many questions left unanswered, and I don't even know if they can stop this siege.
Yeah, well, I think that banning Xerath is probably a pretty good choice, just for one, but this inhibitor turret, no contest here from OMG. They just have to watch their structures fall.
And they've already sent the Nidalee into the top lane to go grab that lane. He's, of course, the quickest one pouncing across the map. Pick up some creeps along the way.
Yep, 2 abilities. That one's going to die. Even going to take a pink ward for his troubles here as well. They take the inhibitor down. Of course, already a successful Baron here, but we'll see what else Snake can pick up from this one.
5th Dragon only has a quarter left, so they need to maybe even try and start a fight. You see Barker there glowing. He has truly ascended this game and is having a terrific show coming through, and they're sieging up the top lane turret now. Might even just face tank it here.
Yeah, actually, Equalizer to come through just to try and kill out this wave. Of course, a siege minion still there, and these melee minions are so difficult to kill with a Baron buff. Cool, forced to go back here. Didn't actually expect his structures to be falling this quickly. Half health now on this top lane inhibitor turret. Going takes half of his health from a spell. That's one spell, and that's not an ultimate, ladies and gentlemen. That is just so much damage from Barker.
Yeah, able to get this one going. Loveling still looking for the kick to get this one started up, but Flandre just tanking up the turret. You see the heal come through. He's not taking any damage.
That was ridiculous. Crystal able to free hit in the backline. Cloud taking a lot of damage from this Corki here as well as Uzi just getting chunked down. The Deathmark actually in on the backside. The exhaust to come through here though as Beast getting focused. Does have the Zonyas. There's the Seraphs as well as the box comes through from Cloud just to try and disengage. And they are going to protect this one. Uzi takes so much damage. The big one, not quite enough. But Barker finishes it off. The double kill now. And Snake, you have to think this is going to be the game. What an incredible performance from this team. 10,000 gold in the lead. The Nexus turret's getting destroyed. And despite a horror early game, Snake turned it all around.
And they did it against a 6-item Uzi at this point in the game. They're going in on going. Might even lose a couple of members.
Yeah, actually, Ella is going to fall down. Flandre's incredibly low, but they do take down the Nexus turret. Super minions in the base. Crystal going 1v3, and the Nexus dies. GG, well played to Snake. That was incredible.
Yeah, so we answered maybe that Uzi is a fantastic carry, can take it to Crystal. The other question that we had was whether Snake would care, and the answer is no. Rolling over the top, 10-0-5 in the mid lane, 5-1-8 on a jungle Nidalee. Not something that we've seen pulled out often, but that was insane.
That was just so beautiful, and you have to hand it to Beast. His early game control, his movements around the map was so beautiful, but going into this next game, you have to assume that we're not going to see a Xerath.
Yeah, Xerath will be banned, but that was game 1 going over to Snake.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. I cannot wait for game 2, ladies and gentlemen, in our third matchup of the night. Let's see if Snake can make it a 2-0 or whether OMG can answer back after this.